Right. During the 50s and 60s, Christy Ring worked for the Shell Oil Company here in Cork. And inside this wall was the Sunbeam factories, and the oil tanks were just inside the wall here. So Christy used to come up here with his lorry, and this was the hole that the pipe used to go in to fill the tanks inside. And the kids used to be playing here, and Christy would play hurling with them. And this became locally known as Christy Ring's Hole for obvious reasons. He's put the pipe in there and he's filled the tanks behind. Okay? We're walking now. Where is this now, Tom? This is
Millfield Village.
Right.
This is all part of Millfield Cottages.
Yeah.
But this is the village of Millfield. And all those houses were full of people one time. And we had one man there that lived in number 10. He was the last man to leave that house
here.
About 8 months ago.
Oh yeah, we'll walk over
And
here.
he was born there.
And this was number 1, is it? So
That's
they
number
started
1.
Here.
They start here, and it goes down to number 2, and all the way down to number 6, and then come back up again. Number 7, 8. That was Ned's house. Number 10.
And was it he left that little shrine there?
That little shrine he left there, yeah, because that was his thing. And
so that was the last house.
that was the last house that was left there. In fact, we had the the 23rd, St. John's night, we lit the last bonfire in 2018. And there were a couple of us there, and we had a little barrel, and we had a little sing-song. So that was the last fire that was lit in the village. And like, Ned was there for a couple of years after, and there was no one in here, only himself.
And why was it made derelict? Why did the people leave?
I think what happened was the woman that owned the houses.
Oh, they were private houses?
They were all private. One time they were owned by one owner.
One owner, okay.
And I think she got her leg off for some reason or other, and then she died later on. And then I think it was passed down to one of the relatives, and they sold it then to Blackpool Developments, Clayton Love, at the time, that built the shopping centre.
So they own it now?
They don't own it now. They bought it, and it was taken over again then, and I'm not sure of the company that has it now. Yeah. But I think it's, you know, there's a protection order on the houses.
Oh, so they can't be knocked?
There's not a preservation, it's a protection order. They can be knocked, but rebuilt as is.
So all the outside here would have to, for all intents and purposes, so to be like a set on a Fair City or Coronation Street.
Oh, well,
the outside,
I mean, look,
of them.
If you're looking, like, this is Coronation Street, like, at its best. If we had only some of the, you know what I mean? It's absolutely fine. Brilliant set now if you were doing something.
Yeah, but you know, in those sets they have, all you see is the outside.
The outside, yeah.
So what you're saying is that the outside of all these will have to be kept.
Kept, yeah.
No
well,
matter
the
what.
artist impression that I did see, going back a few years ago, was they were going to put sort of trees in the middle and then cobblestones around in here, and it looked very attractive. Now what they were going to do, and they were going to put a little kind of a car park at the end piece here, because that was around in a little circle. So, but and like,
we'll walk up here. So
whether that's going to happen now or not, I do not know.
What's the
maybe.
significance of this stone up here that we're?
Oh, the stone. Yeah, there was a shop up here then one time.
Do you want to go ahead?
Come up a bit. Yeah, there's a little stone here now, and that's been in the village long before Ned was born.
This one here.
Yeah, and Ned is about, I think Ned is about 84 or 85, could be corrected on that, since he left the village. But Ned's mother lived here, and all the other people that lived here beforehand. I think there was, Ned was telling me one day, I think there was a, I don't know whether it was a mayor of New York, but there was certainly a Lord Mayor came from the village up here.
At some stage.
At some stage there was. There was a Lord Mayor, and I think there was a Lord Mayor came out of number 15. And where the stone is there now, that used to be a shop there, a little shop. And sometimes the Sunbeam girls would come down
up against the Sunbeam wall.
Well, you know, if you're using the song, the boys of Fair Hill, Right? I mean, like people would go into the shop and they'd sit the stone used to be back to the wall before. So it's a real part of the village, and this stone, you know, it needs to be kept because it's part of the village. And
what was it used for? Was it for what we're doing now? Was that what it was used for?
Basically, that's what it was used for. The people.
So it was a sitting down spot.
A sitting down spot. The people in the village would, you know, chat together and communicate, and they might come out and sit there. You might get 2 or 3 people sitting there, and you might get people with chairs coming out. And
no, they'd have
all the washing. You see, all the lines used to be across the whole way down. It was fascinating, beautiful to see. You know, I mean, it has loads of character, and there was fantastic characters lived here. I didn't know them all, but listening to my friend Ned, he told me about all the people that lived in here.
And you have
what's going to happen to the stone now?
Well, what I want to do with the stone is to take the stone and where we have the shrine across the road.
Yes.
I want to fit it in there take out a section over there and fit this stone over there and get inscribed on it in memory of all the villagers
Of
of
Millfield.
Millfield cottages.
Oh yeah, it'd be
Because like all the people that were living here are gone, but there was a lot of people born here and they'd have offspring, and sometimes they come back and they look at the houses.
Yeah.
But if you had the stone to commemorate in memory of all the villagers, it would be something special.
nice. So would we try and move it ourselves here now? We two of us will lift it. Come on.
Not a hope in hell.
Huh?
Wait till I put my strummer now. You know, between
While you take that in, so-
between like, look at this for a stone. It's just fantastic. There's a lot of history behind
And
it,
a history.
right? I mean,
You'll have to wonder, those stones, and say the bridge up there, I often look at the bridge and wonder, how did they get those stones up? Now they'd need these big cranes and everything.
yeah,
Even looking at that, how did they get that stone in here first day?
but they did.
They did,
They
somehow
did.
or another.
There's
Awesome, but.
A horse and boat. There's lots of places around the
Yeah.
country that have that kind of thing, you know.
And okay,
But-
you mentioned the shrine there.
Yeah.
You wanted to, what happened? How did that come about, or what?
Well, how it happened first day was because I live on the front.
By the way, were you born on the front?
No,
No.
no. I was born by the North Monastery
Okay.
School.
And
And-
that closed, of course, since.
And oh, so myself and Ned were sitting down one day, and we'd always sit on the wall above, and people were coming along, and they were saying, you know, where's such and such a place and such, you know what I mean? And because a lot of people always considered the outside road to be Mallow Road, which it is not.
I thought that myself for a long,
Mallow
long
Road
time.
doesn't start, it starts up by the bridge.
Yes.
Just after the bridge, the Mallow Road starts. And that is called Red Forge Road. And I think the reason being behind that was, at the end of Dublin Hill, near Dublin Street, there
Near the
used to be,
Blackpool, yeah.
yeah, around that area, there was a forge there one time, you know,
Right.
for the horses and
Yeah.
the shoes and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you had the bowlers across the road,
Yeah.
right, and Gainies at the other side. And when you just passed the bowlers, you were in County Cork. So this was all County
County
Cork.
Cork, as thing from Cork City.
Yes, the boundary was down by the bowlers.
Yes.
So when you came up, like all this section here was all County Cork. And this was known as Red Forge Road to Millfield Cottages. And then the Mallow Road started up at the top end there by the bridge.
Funny little incident. I never knew that this was Red Forge Road all the years I was stationed here, until one Christmas day I happened to do come to an accident out here, and I had to look up the ordnance survey.
To look
For-
at,
to look,
Yeah.
and then I saw Red Forge Road,
Right.
and that was the first
yeah.
I knew
So
about Red Forge Road.
as I was saying then, when myself and Ned got together, what we did was we made up a little sign, you know, like one of these signs you'll see out in the Wild West, and I put it across the road on a piece of timber,
Yeah.
because like as time went on, you had all these people selling pizzas and this and that, and they asking for this thing and that thing. So I put up Millfield Cottages,
I remember that. Yeah.
and I put that up there. It was a little sign I had there. So then the Clayton Love developments, they came to clean out the houses, and out of one of the houses, I think it was 3 doors up from Ned, oh, what was his name? He was a real Fianna Fáil man now, this particular guy. And he was born and reared in that house with his mother, so you're going back well over 100 and odd years, like, you know. And there was a statue came out of the house. So then myself and Ned decided, you know, that we take the statue rather than throwing it out. They were throwing it out, so we took the statue and we said we'd put it across the road.
And that is over there?
In memory of people.
Okay.
Now, since then, all the other little stuff I put up there, there's a couple of people that are dead from around here, and some of their relatives have given me flowers and things like that.
Yeah.
And I planted them just in memory of the people. And
so it's basically a shrine to a lot of people actually.
it's a shrine.
Because as you think it's a shrine to Cork GAA, but it's actually a shrine to Millfield and Millfield Cottages.
It's a shrine to Millfield Cottages, and I suppose part of Cork GAA too, because I love me GAA. Like, and so does Ned, and that's why we put it up. And then sure we have our Ireland flag.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I put that up as well, because there's a bit of history there as well. You know. So that's basically
that's it. Yeah.
That's basically it. Like, you know.
That's very interesting, actually. Now.
All this section here was Sunbeam Woolsey, and it was a big industry, massive industry in Cork. There must have been over 2,000 people working in there, if not more, and a lot of girls. And then they used to cross over here because the number 5 bus at the time used to pass in here. And at the other side of Millfield, you had the number 3 bus, and all the girls would be going up Spangle Hill. But a lot of girls used to go up there, up on the top, and because that was a walkway, and they used to sit down up there and you know, have their 11s or their lunch break or tea break or whatever, because the Sunbeam was nearly going 24 hours, like, you know, and it was a big loss to Cork when it went, like, you know. And now they're going to build houses here, so the industry is gone. It's housing development now, so there's a massive change now coming, like, for Cork. And sometimes you say it's good, like, you know, lots of people would prefer to have an industry and there are loads of jobs, you know, to keep Cork going.
We're losing a lot of the history too.
But we're losing all the history. We are, of course, but definitely, like, I mean, there's brilliant history. In here one time, when the Wyers owned it, there's a house in here. The house is still there. Behind the house, there used to be a swimming pool, and that was belonged to the Wyers, and a beautiful garden, one of the best gardens in just outside, you know, because it was County Cork that time. But like we'd say, in the city now, there was a beautiful garden going from one side to the other, and it was kept absolutely pristine. And the caretaker used to live there in the house there, Billy, and like that. He has since died now, but he was the caretaker and he used to look after it. But even the River Bride was, like, on the far side you have the River Bride, which stops away out, but it used to come through the Sunbeam and at the back of Millfield Cottages. Now that has since been diverted, like, through the shopping centre, which you know, they done a good job in that. And of course, up here on my left then, you have the Cork-Dublin railway line, and the trains used to come to a halt. Up there at one stage, there was the first railway station in Cork was up there beyond the bridge, and then of course you had another railway station there. I remember it well because people, when I came from matches myself years ago, people used to pull the cord and walk down Blackpool. They'd get out of the train and they'd say they're home and they'd walk down Blackpool. Now since that is gone now since, but people in this area, and I suppose with all the development, they're actually hoping to bring back a commuter station, Kilbarry station, and that will be an asset then, a little commuter from Mallow to Cork, coming all the way and stopping at all the stations like, you know, Blarney, Rappeakin, you know, the whole way out. And like, if that ever happens, because of the situation at the moment, it probably mightn't happen, like, you know, but that is the intention anyway. And like sometimes we have the steam engines coming in, they come down from Belfast maybe once or twice a year, and it's beautiful to see. But they should have never knocked that building up there. They should have held on to that. That was history, Kilbarry. They should have held on to the actual building itself, because there was a lot of history attached to it. And even sometimes now if I walk up there, like, you know, you'd look up, you get a little tuck in your heartstring, you know. But that's Blackpool, that's Cork, that's history.
This is the 8-arch bridge on the approach to the Mallow Road from Rappeakin.